Hi, this is Dr. Cindy Banyai, Democratic candidate for U.S. House of Representatives, Florida 19, and this is Perspective on Lee Pitts Live. This session, we're going to be talking about redistricting and what it means for us here in Southwest Florida. The state of Florida is currently undergoing a process of redrawing district lines in response to the population changes as described in the 2020 census. Florida's population grew so much, we gained a congressional seat, moving from 27 seats to 28. Florida legislature is in the process of drawing new maps for the congressional districts, as well as all state Senate and state House districts. Congressional districts should represent about 711,000 people. Southwest Florida District 19 is currently 833,013 people. Florida 17, covering part of Southwest Florida, is 804,754, and Florida 25, on the outskirts of Collier County, covers 796 and 422 people. All of these districts need to be redrawn in order to be more on target with the average and desired congressional district size. Florida State Senate districts represent about 470,000 people, and Florida State House districts represent about 157,000 people. Again, all of these lines, including the Senate, the Florida Senate, and the Florida House, will need to be redrawn because of the population changes. The drawing of these new districts is handled by the Florida legislature, first in the Senate and House committees, then voted on by both chambers. Maps for the state legislature are reviewed by the Florida Supreme Court. However, congressional maps are only passed by the legislature and approved by the governor. It takes a challenge for them to be reviewed by the Florida Supreme Court. The districts for the county commission and school boards are also under consideration, given their new population figures. There was an effort in Lee County to create a minority-majority district, a commission district, that ultimately was unsuccessful. This also ended current efforts to create single-member districts that would more accurately reflect their county districts. Currently, members of the Lee County Commission are elected by everyone in the county, not just this district. This is a disservice to people who are in districts that have their members elected at large because they do not truly serve the people in that district. Let's focus on the proposed changes to Southwest Florida's congressional districts and what they mean for us. Recently, the Florida Senate Committee on Reapportionment released their first staff-drawn maps. Interestingly, even with the redistricting proposals, the Florida 19 representative, Byron Donalds, will remain a resident of Florida 25. All congressional maps proposed by the Florida Senate split the city of Fort Myers into two districts. That is Florida 19 and Florida 17. Currently, city of Fort Myers is wholly in Florida 19. Florida 17 is a mostly rural district, whereas the residents of Fort Myers are urban. It encompasses numerous counties covering the central part of Florida. The current representative of Florida 17 is Greg Stubbe. Even in the areas he is currently serving in North Fort Myers and Lehigh, people do not know his name or recognize his face. He has not made an appearance in Southwest Florida since he has been elected. It will not be possible for people in Fort Myers and Lehigh to receive adequate representation with such a configuration. Including part of Fort Myers and Lehigh in Florida 17 goes against the concept of compactness, given the size of Florida 17. Compactness is where people in a district live as near to each other as possible. Lehigh and Fort Myers are far away from Okeechobee and Fort Drum Creek in distance, interest, and needs. The Dunbar community in Fort Myers and Lehigh have high non-white populations. Lehigh has a 64% minority population. The city of Fort Myers has a 51% minority population. Moving Lehigh and part of the city of Fort Myers out of Florida 19 has decreased the black population of Florida 19 by a third, from 6% to 4% of the total population. This is in a district already where the black population was below the state percentage of 15.6% and the countywide percentage of 8.2%. All configurations of Florida 19 presented by the Florida Senate Committee on Reapportionment favor the white populations of Southwest Florida while splitting and diluting the power of the people of color. Splitting the city of Fort Myers goes against the concept of communities of interest. The eastern line of the newly proposed Florida 19 travels along small residential roads, not major thoroughfares, riding in part along the railroad track that had been the traditional line of segregation in Fort Myers. A truly disturbing coincidence. The line cuts up the city of Fort Myers and the strong neighborhood communities of Dunbar and other majority Black neighborhoods that surrounded traditional Safety Hill well beyond the railroad track. These areas of Lee County should be put in the same congressional district. Putting coastal Collier and Lee counties together favors the wealthy, white elite, and marginalizes communities of color across Southwest Florida by lumping them into these largely rural districts of both Florida 17 and Florida 25. The actions of cutting out part of Fort Myers and Lehigh is a violation of the Voting Rights Act and Article 3 of the Florida State Constitution, which prohibit the drawing of lines to favor a political party or hurt minority voters. In Fort Myers and Lehigh, the precincts that are being cut out of Florida 19, the 2020 Democratic candidate, me, Dr. Cindy Banyai, received nearly twice as many votes as the Republican candidate, Byron Donalds. This calls into question the motivation for cutting these communities of color out of Florida 19 and raises concerns about political motives on the Republican Party. Southwest Florida deserves a congressional representative that will serve them. Not someone they never heard of, not someone who doesn't live here. The newly proposed maps are gerrymandered. Gerrymandering is an illegal and unethical process of drawing political lines to favor a politician, party, or disenfranchised voters. Most of the people who are no longer in Florida 19 are minorities, our Black and Latino neighbors. It's well known that this district has been a giveaway to the Republicans. But this clear targeting of our communities of color should alarm everyone. I encourage everyone to review all maps in the redistricting process and to stand up for your community. We cannot let politicians carve out communities they don't like and ping pong them around the state. Black and brown voices should not be marginalized to score political points. You can submit your input on the proposed maps at https://www.floridaredistricting.gov/pages/public-input. Your voice matters. This skewed process also reaffirms the need for H.R. 1, the For the People Act, the act that passed the U.S. House of Representatives with opposition from current reps of Florida 19 and Florida 17, Donalds and Stubbe. The For the People Act calls for an end to gerrymandering, removing dark money from politics, and makes voting easier for everyday Americans. Call your state senator today to get it passed. This is Dr. Cindy Banyai, Democratic candidate for U.S. House of Representatives, Florida 19, and this is Perspective on Lee Pitts Live. Now back to Lee Pitts. I'm Dr. Cindy Banyai, Democratic candidate for U.S. House of Representatives, Florida Congressional District 19. I'm a teacher and small business owner. I'm fighting for the things we need: clean water, good health, and good jobs. I'm here with you and for you. Let's create a Southwest Florida where the sun shines on everyone. Send me to Congress to work for you. Check your voter registration and vote for me, Dr. Cindy Banyai. I'm Cindy Banyai and I approve this message.
Lee Pitts Live is a Lee Pitts Enterprise production.
Hello everybody, this is Lee. I'm so glad that you watched that particular show, and if you enjoyed that show, we got other shows like that. Just subscribe to our YouTube channel, watch Lee Pitts Live on demand anytime, and also hit us up on all our social media platforms. Just type in Lee Pitts Live and there you go.